The Newsline.
Airdropping humanitarian aid has long been a method used in situations where ground access is limited. Israel has also adopted this approach after several trial runs to deliver aid to the Gaza Strip. This shift in method stems from international scrutiny and pressure, accusing Israel of blocking aid through its borders. Contrary to the popular narrative, this is not a response to a so-called famine or a shortage of supplies in Gaza. This video aims to present several lesser-known facts about Israel's current aid distribution program. Initially, countries such as the United Arab Emirates, Jordan, and Egypt were responsible for the airdrops. Recently, more nations have joined the initiative. Among them are Bahrain, Spain, Germany, France, and Belgium. Bahrain, notably, has joined the effort for the first time since the war began. While this strategy deserves recognition as a humanitarian gesture, airdrops pose logistical challenges. Israel cannot supervise the distribution process as effectively as it could with ground deliveries. Consequently, Gaza is currently experiencing a massive influx of aid, which Hamas can intercept with much greater ease. This video will detail the scale of these deliveries with clear examples and explanations. According to recent reports, Canada has announced that its contribution alone amounts to $340 million. International observers estimate that this level of aid equates to each member of a 5-person household in Gaza receiving the equivalent of 2 months' wages. Furthermore, 8 other countries are providing aid at comparable levels. Assuming these nations are contributing similar amounts, every individual in Gaza, men, women, and children, has effectively received food and supplies equivalent to 16 months of their average income. This translates into approximately a year and a half's worth of rations and essentials per person. We covered this topic in greater detail in a previous video on our sister channel. If you watched it, you would recall scenes of children carrying bags filled with chocolate bars, and homes turned into small warehouses. There was such an abundance of flour that some residents dumped it on the streets just to reuse the sacks for more valuable supplies. A brief reminder, when we analyze footage for these videos, we do so with deep compassion. The footage reveals the insecurity felt by many in Gaza. Despite having excess flour, residents discard it to obtain empty sacks, indicating the extent of oversupply. Gaza's residents lack formal employment, farming, or industrial infrastructure. Their daily routine appears to revolve around receiving aid. As humans, it is natural to hoard free resources, especially in economically devastated regions. This channel does not target the innocent civilians of Gaza. Our concern is with the Hamas militants who manufacture a narrative of famine and desperation to demonize Israel. We stand against this orchestrated propaganda. It is important to note that the total aid tally has not yet been finalized. This video focuses only on airdropped assistance. Meanwhile, the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, GHF, the largest aid provider, has distributed 100 million packages to the population. For a region with just 2 million residents, this quantity of aid is enough to sustain the population for an additional 50 days. Steve Whitcoff recently visited Gaza and personally observed the distribution process. Offshore media outlets quoted him as saying he was surprised by the sheer volume of supplies. Gaza is overflowing with aid, yet Hamas and sympathetic media continue to portray the region as starving. In reality, malnutrition has given way to overnutrition. It is deeply concerning that Israel cannot oversee these airdrops. Hamas, therefore, retains control over the flow and allocation of aid. In contrast, aid distributed by the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation follows a strict and orderly process that prevents looting. Hamas has long opposed this method, as it hinders their ability to divert and misuse resources. Even the United Nations, in coordination with Hamas, previously blocked aid trucks to fabricate a crisis. In a previous video, we highlighted that Hamas intercepted 1,780 of 2010 aid trucks sent by the UN. Some commentators argue that while Hamas may still obtain aid, it can no longer profit from selling it on the black market, as civilians have more than enough essentials. This shift likely reduces Hamas's financial gain, a positive development, as civilians no longer need to purchase necessities. We also witness the warm reception given to Steve Whitcoff by Gaza's residents. Such scenes are omitted from mainstream media coverage, which often aligns with the narrative pushed by Hamas. We show these realities here. This is the truth about Gaza. To conclude, lies cannot prevail indefinitely. A time will come when truth will overpower the falsehoods, even if deception enjoys temporary success. We await that moment eagerly, the day when those who spread lies are held accountable.
Subscribe us for more details.